Everybody here. So let's start. Okay. Vasudevasutam devam Kamsachanurmardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Sena Bhavatu Sena Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mahavidvishavahe Om Shanti 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 Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay guys, let's admit. Okay. So we ready to, okay, everybody on there. Okay. Are you guys are together? Avi, Risha, and can I see everybody? Can you guys put the video on? Everybody, not just them, everybody. Hi Alia. Hi Risha and everybody. Hi Risha, Avi and Sia together, okay? Okay, so let's start with chapter 2. So I think I was asking Avi group, Risha, Avi and Sia to sing the chapter 2, slok 55 to 72. We will take turns, everybody. So because then online people don't get a chance to participate then, but we are having a lot of people coming online, so I thought we will make turns when all people are together, so the voice doesn't overlap each other. So you guys are together, so if you guys can sing that, okay? I will mute my also so the voice doesn't overcome each other, okay? So you guys go ahead and we'll sing too, but everybody will be on mute. So everybody sing, okay? It's not that they are the only one who's going to be singing. Everybody sing, but everybody in mute and they will sing loud. So Risha, you can unmute and we can do slok number 55 to 72 for chapter number 2. Ready? Okay, let me mute myself. Okay, there you go.
How are you gonna hear you?
Shibag. Ready? Resha, we cannot hear you, Raja. I don't know why.
Oh, turn the volume up.
Oh, hold on. Probably my volume might not be there. Hold on just 1 second.
Oh, turn.
Give me 1 second, okay? Hold on. Okay. Now go ahead. I will keep myself on for a quick second.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay. Ready?
Shri Bhagwan Vacha Prajahati Yahakaman Sarvan Parthamanogatam Atmanyevatmana Tushta Sita Prajnastadochate
Dukkeshu vigate
Dukeshanvignam Manas Sukeshu Vigataspara
Vitaraga bhaya krodha stita dirmuniruchyate
Ya sarvatra visnehas Tatat prapya shubha shubham Navinandati drishti Tasya prajna pratishtita. यथा संहरते चायं
इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता विषयां विनय वर्तन्ते निहारस्य देहिना
रजतवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा
निवर्तते
यततोऽप्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चिता इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथेनि हरन्ति प्रसवं मनः
तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत् मत्परः वशे यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Very good.
यतो विषयान् पुरुषः सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते
सङ्गसञ्जायते काम कामक्रोधविजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहः स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशो बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति रागद्वेषवियुक्तेषु विषयानिन्द्रियेषु आत्मावश्यविधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिर्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते नास्ति बुद्धिर्युक्तस्य न च युक्तस्य भावना न च भवयतः शान्तिरशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् इन्द्रियाणि चरन्ति यान्मनोविधीयते तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञा वायुर्नावमिवन्दते तस्मस्य महोभावो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी स्वयं जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने अपूर्यनामचला प्रतिष्ठा सामूतमपप्रशान्तिरुद्य तत्तत्कार्यं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे शान्तिमानोति न कामकामि सर्वं पुमांश्चेत्परः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः शान्तिमधिगच्छति एष ब्रह्मस्थितो नयनं प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थितव्यमन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमुच्यते.
That was really, 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 really good. That was awesome. Thank you guys for taking this responsibility. It was amazing. Okay. So let's go and do our meditation. So we're going to come back to our meditation. So we'll go. First, we're going to do 10 times the pranayam that we you do every time, exercising our breathing technique. Guys, keep the cameras on because it's good for me to connect with you guys, right? So don't close the cameras. And if you do any mistakes in pranayam or anything, I can actually let you know if we are doing anything wrong, right? So we're going to do pranayam and then we're going to go through our regular meditation. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, so From left hand, we're going to put this mudra and put it on our left leg, and then we're going to close our left nose with 2 fingers and put 2 fingers in the middle of our eyebrows, and then with the thumb we're going to operate our other nostril, right? So we're going to close our left nostril, we're going to keep the right nostril open and breathe in, and then take out from the left nostril. Okay, so breathe in and breathe out from the left, then breathe in from the left, breathe out from the right. Breathe in from the right, breathe out from the left. Let's get into the meditation. Again, let's start thinking that our mind is a beautiful garden. Flowers has positive thoughts in it. And we got rid of all the weeds that were negative thoughts. Negative thoughts for us or for others are gone out of our mind. The beautiful garden that we have is full of flowers. We picked the most beautiful flower of our garden. One thought that was most beautiful, the red rose that we put in our heart, where we place our deity, our Ishtadevta, Ganpati, Shiva, Krishna, whichever your Ishtadevta is. Let's put that Ishtadevta on the flower and in our heart. And then concentrate on their Swarup that is in our heart. Just keep thinking about that thought and concentrate your mind, your intellect, all on that flower and your deity. let's slowly open our eyes. I feel like, sometimes I don't want to even open my eyes. It becomes so deep, right? It feels like, okay, let's continue. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I start feeling. We have 60,000 thoughts that come in our mind in one day. So think about that. There are 60,000 flowers in your garden. That comes in one day. And out of those 60,000 thoughts, one thought that is the most beautiful thought is thinking about God or doing something about somebody. That's the most beautiful thought. All the other thoughts are regular, we do that every day. We have to do it. But the thought, out of 60,000 thoughts, how many thoughts come to help somebody else? How many thoughts that came to worship God or, think about God? Or how many thoughts that came that we could meditate on? Those are the important thoughts, right? Those are the beautiful flowers that are hanging in your garden. All the other flowers are regular flowers that they come every day, that you have to do the homework. You think about your doing the homework or doing, hey, I have to watch this movie, or I have to buy this thing, or I have to go and dress up and stuff like that, or I have to go and play a game. All those thoughts are regular thoughts. But out of 60,000 thoughts, look at it. How many of these thoughts came? And that's gonna, more and more those thoughts comes, more beautiful your mind garden will be, right? So think about that. Okay, so now let's go back to our chapter number 6, which we are studying about what? What are we studying about? Anybody remember what are we studying in this chapter? Number 6, chapter number 6? Yeah, Sane?
How to meditate correctly.
How to meditate correctly, right? Okay, so everybody remembers what chapter are we studying, and that is about yoga of meditation, right? Sean, can you sit properly, Rajab? Thank you. So we have done till 24, where Krishna Bhagavan has told us all about what do we need to do pre-meditation, at the time of meditation, and what should we doing. Now it's little bit more detailed. So we did till 24th. We're going to start with the 25th chapter, 25th verse, right? So verse number 25th in chapter number 6. So we did until 24th so far, where he has mentioned everything about, letting the desire and sankalpa go, then only we can meditate, right? So all these vichar means the thoughts, until those thoughts doesn't come correctly, we cannot do meditation. If we are thinking about something that is out of, that is for, oh, I need to do this, I need to go there, I need to do all these things, until we don't stop those thoughts, until we take, those sankalpa, if we don't finish those sankalpa and clear our mind, which we do with the breathing techniques, right? The technique that we do breathing, that is to calm our mind down, right? So until we don't calm our mind down, we cannot start the meditation. Now in verse 25th, Krishna Bhagavan is going a little bit more detail, little bit more subtle now, right? So that's what we're going to talk about. So let's read shlok number 25. Okay. Sean, can you go?
Wait, what is it, darling?
Shane.
Shane.
Shane, upar, that one.
Shane, upara me.
Buddhya, you have to do together. Shane, upar med buddhya.
No.
अच्छा बुद्धिया अलग करेगा? Okay. Okay, let's do it again one more time. जोर से बोलना राजा.
Shane upare me.
शने उपरे मेद
Buddhya driti grihitaya.
बुद्ध्या धृति गृहीतया
Atmasam mana krutva.
आत्मसंस्थं मना कृत्वा
Na kinchid api chintaye.
न किंचिदपि चिन्तयेत्. All together. शनेरुपरमेद बुद्ध्या धृति गृहीतया आत्मा संस्थं मना कृत्वा न किंचिदपि चिन्तयेत्. Okay. So word meaning here, shane shane, slowly slowly. Shane shane in Sanskrit means slowly slowly, gradually, slowly and slowly. Then uparet means let one withdraw from everything, right? So let one withdraw is upare. Fir buddhya means intellect, your brain, buddhya. Gruti gruhiteya means held firm, firmly holding something. That's gruti gruhiteya. Then atmasanstam means in self. In self means the consciousness. He's talking about the level of consciousness in self. Mana, mind, right? Mana means mind. Krutva means having made, something that is made with, right? So krutva. Na means not. Kinchit means anything is kinchit. Then api means even, and chintayet means not let one thinks. Chintayet means thinking. When you do, in Hindi, in Sanskrit is chintayet means thinking. In Hindi it translates with chinta. Chinta means worrying, right? So even from Sanskrit to Hindi, if you translate, some words had a different meaning, right? So here chintayet means just thinking about it, right? So if we put all the meanings together, what does it say? It means that little by little, let him withdraw by the intellect, right? So let him withdraw from where? Withdraw from the world, right? He's talking in the code language, but we know what he's talking about. Withdraw from the desire, withdraw from the world, right? So little by little, let him withdraw by the intellect, held firmly, having established your mind in the self, have established your mind in consciousness, right? Let him not think about anything else, right? So it's very simple meaning, but it has a lot of subtle information that we need to talk about, right? So first of all, let's only understand the meaning of the words right now, what he's saying, but then we will have inferred meaning of that, what he was trying to say. So gradually withdraw by the intellect. So use your intellect here, right? Bhagwan is not saying just go with the emotion. Use your intellect here. Held it firm. What do you have to hold it firm? That your mind is established in self. No. Crisscross. Come on. Then, but let him not think about anything. And also, what is it? Establish the mind in the self, right? So now let's divide it and slowly understand what he's saying. Now, what he's saying, it's going to happen slowly. Shane means slowly. It's not that, that we think about it, that, we need to meditate right now. We cannot just sit down and start meditating, right? Or we will sit down and start doing japa. That doesn't happen. It happens slowly, step by step, by the degree, right? You cannot, how Ram Bhagwan also had to make a whole stone bridge to go to Lanka, right? Some are Hanumanji who can jump from one end to another and reach there and go fast. Like one time they jump and they go reach, right? Even Krishna Bhagwan has to build the stone bridge. He couldn't go to Lanka. So it's always slowly we have to get to that point. We cannot just say, I'm going to change it today and I will start meditating, strong meditator by tomorrow. That's not going to happen, right? So think about us. We are reading this chapter, studying this chapter from when? At least 3, 4, 5 months, right? And still we are not at the level of doing the meditation correctly, right? So it's going to go slow, gradual, right? Now what he mentioned here is main important thing. He is mentioning that using your intellect, buddhya, you have to use your buddhi to do the meditation, right? Now buddhya, what do you have to use this buddhi in? You have to use this buddhi to understand what to meditate on, right? So when we are saying that your mind, then he says stabilize your mind in self. So how do you stabilize your mind in self? Now, if I say the word wrong, I want you to make sure that I'm talking about this. So what is he saying? That mind, this need to stabilize here. Through what? Through your intellect. Right? So first of all, you have to understand what is the connection between this and this. Right? When you understand, then only you can stay there. Otherwise, how will you stay there? Right? Now, in Krishna Bhagavan in 2nd chapter already told you, right? You are this consciousness. You are this thing. But how intellectually you can stabilize in there, right? So, first of all, in Vedantic meditation, we have to understand, right, the whole philosophy of Vedanta, right? Where the self comes from, what is this? Is this me? Is this who? Right? First, we have to understand that. When we understand that, then only we can stabilize ourselves in that, right? So, there are many different processes given in to understand this philosophy, right? Some of them we have already discussed before. Right? Do you guys remember Drik Drishya Viveka? Do you remember the Panchakosha Viveka? Does anybody remember? Then only we can use our intellect with it. Anybody remember that? What was Drik Drishya Viveka? You don't remember? Okay. I think it's good to revise ourselves here. Those concepts, because if you don't know, we cannot proceed in meditation. This is the subtlest thing that we have to understand to do the meditation right? So we can actually go over Drik Drishya Viveka. What is that philosophy name? Drik Drishya Vivek. Vivek is also means finding, differentiating between real and unreal. Vivek is always like that, finding the differentiation. Drishya Vivek. This whole book is like, this concept is like written by a little bit controversy that who is the author of this. It was some says it was Adi Shankaracharya, some says it was his shishya who made it. What was his shishya name? I'm bad at names. Anyway, so when I will remember, I will tell you the name. So either he wrote this book or Shankaracharya wrote it, nobody knows, but let's take it that one of those guys wrote this book, Drik Drishya Viveka, to explain us what is the consciousness, how to figure out the consciousness, right? So he wrote that book. It is like almost 46 verse, but 31 verse is the verse that explain the whole concept of consciousness, right? How to understand the consciousness. Now, if you look at it, Drik Drishya Viveka means seen and a seer. Now, anybody remembers that who is the seen and who is the seer of that scene, right? You can differentiate between seen and the seer, right? So, there are 4 steps in it, right? The first step, when you take the first step, it is that but when we're gonna go over this whole concept, 3 things you always have to remember. Any concept, when we take a new concept, you should remember that, did you listen to me? Did you hear me, right? What I'm saying. Second thing is, did you understand what I'm saying, right? Did you get it, right? And the third thing, is it real? If it is real, then agree to it. If it is not real, do your own research, right? So these 3 things, keep asking yourself when I tell you some concept, right? So the first step, right? There is a seen, there is a seer. Seer means the person who sees something, right? The thing that sees something. And then there is the person who is that thing that is being seen, right? So there is a drashta, and there is a drishya, right? So drishya is the seen. Drishya is the seen, and drashta is the one that is a seer, right? So the first step is that we see the world, the entire world, right? It is also known as known and knower, right? Experience and experiencer, right? So think about these words when I'm talking about seen and the seer, right? So let's say the entire world sitting in front of you, right? Who sees that? Our eyes, right? Our eyes see the entire scene going in the world, right? So I see this screen where you are sitting, right? I see this book. I have this water bottle in front of me. So I see all these. What sees? My eyes are seeing that. So who is the seen here and who is the seer here? Who is the seen? Seen is the water bottle, right? And seer is me, right? Or my eyes. So the eyes are the seer. On the first step, what is it? Eyes are the seer, and let's say the world is the seen, right? So eyes are the seer and the world is the seen. This is the entire scene, right? Now, three things that we need to understand. What is the difference between seen and the seer? What is the difference between seen and the seer is they both cannot be same, right? Can the seen and the seer can be the same thing? No, right? Because they have to have a gap, right? I can see everything that is very close to my eyes, right? So, but I cannot see my own eyes, right? So the seen and seer cannot be the same. They have to be different, right? Separate. Then what is the seen is the seen are many, but the seer is one. You understand that? The seen are many of them, but the seer is one, right? So the second thing, there are three things that we have to remember. So they are separate. Then the seen is changeable, but the seer is one, right? The scenes are changeable, right? In the morning I see sunshine, sunrise. In the evening I see sunset, right? The scene changes, right? I'm seeing you here. I turn here, then I see here, kids. I turn here, I see the tree and the grass and everything outside, right? The scene keeps changing, but the seer stays the same, right? So what are the three differences between seen and seer? They cannot be the same, right? They are separated. They are different from each other. Then what is the second thing? That one is changeable and one is non-changeable. They cannot change. They are stable. The third thing is the seen is many and the seer is one, right? So step number one clear, right? Did you hear me, all of you guys? Right? Did you understand me? Did you get it? Right? Okay. And now, is that real? Did I say anything that's not real? Everything is real, right? You can understand that very well. Okay. Now, step number 2, right? So, step number 2 is, now, think about that, right? So, can I see my own eyes? I can see probably in the mirror, or if I take the selfie, then I can see it. But my eyes can see my eyes? No. But the information, who is seeing my eyes? Who can see in myself? Who is seeing or who is knowing my eyes? My mind, right? I can blink my eyes. My mind knows that, right? Even if I don't see my eyes anywhere, but I know I have eyes. Who knows that? My mind knows that I have eyes, right? So in the second step, who becomes the seen and who becomes the seer? Can anybody raise your hand and tell me? In second step, who is the seen and who is the seer now? Okay, can I go with the concept again? Okay, think about it. So first step was that the world was the seen and my eyes was the seer, right? The world was the known and my eyes was the knower of the world, right? Seer, knower, experiencer from my eyes, right? Now we are going one step more subtle, right? So the eyes and all the ears, listening, smelling, touching, all those things are the seen. Then who is the seer of it? Who is communicating with me of all these sense organs? Who is the knower of all these sense organs?
Your mind?
The mind, yes. So the mind would be the seer and the seen will be eyes, or you can say all the sense organs, right? So now again go with the all three concept. What happens is the mind is the all the sense organ will give you different kind of information, right? And it's changeable, right? The seeing change of the eyes that see changes, the ear hear changes, right? The touching changes, all those things changes, but the mind is one that is coming, right? So it's non-changeable. These sense organ gives you many information, but the mind is one who is collecting the information, right? Then they both are separate. Mind and all the sense organ are separate, right? So the concept, the first step concept set into the second step concept also, right? Now we got a little more subtle and we went inside our body, right? So now the knower of all the senses become who? Mind. Mind is the knower of all the sense organ, and the senses are knower of all the sense object, right? So mind is knower of all the sense object through the senses. You got that concept, right? Okay, so now you heard me on the second concept, right? Now you understand, you got it, right? And is that real? Right? So you got all three check mark? Okay. Now let's go to the third concept. You got it? Okay. Let's go to the third concept. You can drink water if you want. Okay. So the third concept. Now we got a little more subtle, right? Let's go to a little more subtle place. Now what is it? That the mind has so many thoughts that are coming and going, right? Pen? So what happens is, so now what happens is, now mind has so many things coming, right? Mind has memory, you have thoughts coming, memories coming, perceptions coming, right? Sensations coming. All these are known as vritti. Vritti means all these experiences that are coming in mind, right? So now all these experiences are coming. Your ego is also mind, right? That I am, right? Now all the experiences are coming, but all these experiences are known by what? Right? All these experiences that are coming are known by what? Anybody? All these things are known by somebody, right? Something in us that knows all these experiences that are going, right? The thoughts coming, do you know about the thoughts coming and going? Do you know that? Can you see those thoughts are coming and going? Right? You can experience that, don't you? Right? I'm thinking about something. I'm thinking about verse 25th in chapter number 6. I know about that. I am knowable about those things, right? So then the thoughts are known, but thoughts are known to who? Right? So there is another version of something that knows everything that is coming in the mind. You got it? Right. I am sad. I'm very sad right now. I'm very sad. This experience is there. Do you know about that experience that you are very sad right now? Right? You feel it, right? I'm sad today. I feel it. I'm so happy today. You feel it, right? So that feeling is known by somebody that is coming in the mind, right? So who is experiencing, who is giving that experience to us, right? So there is something which in Sanskrit they say sakshi. The word that is for that person, that thing, it's not the thing, I need to explain you that. Some subject is there that is sakshi, that is known, and that sakshi in Vedanta says you or the consciousness, right? So this is sakshi now. Sakshi, if we translate into English, is witnessed. Witness, right? So anything that is witnessed, so all your thoughts are witnessed, right? By somebody, some seer. So the seen becomes mind now, right? And the seer becomes sakshi, the witnessed, right? So that witness, that is sakshi, that witnessing all your thoughts are the consciousness we talk about. Got my point now? Right? So that witness consciousness that we are talking about is what? Is us. That's we. That is I. Because I am experiencing this sadness. I'm experiencing this happiness. I'm experiencing that I'm memorizing the formulas of math, right? All those things. Who is giving that the light? Who is giving that? The consciousness, the sakshi is the one that is giving it, right? So now in the most subtlest thing is the sakshi that becomes the knower of entire thing. So how entire thing? It knows the mind, the thoughts. Mind knows the eyes and all the sense object, and through the sense object we know the world. So sakshi is knowing the entire world through mind, through sense organ, through sense objects. Got it? Did you guys understand the third point? It's a little subtle. You have to think through it. Now, I will tell you one thing that you need to understand. This is the fourth step, which making that what is sakshi. So to understand the sakshi, right? We know that mind is full of thoughts, right? We know the sense organs and we know the sense objects, right? Now, if we want to go further, then what happens is when the thing becomes seen, it becomes object and the seer becomes the subject, right? So when we see everything through our eyes become the subject and the scene becomes the object. Right? You guys get that part? Right? Now, if I see that all the sense organ is object, then mind become the subject. Right? And when mind become the object, the sakshi become the subject. Right? The consciousness become the subject. Now, does anybody can now make sakshi a scene? Is there anything else that knows the consciousness? It cannot become an object, right? There is no further that you can go where you can say now consciousness is being known by this thing. They know that you have a consciousness. Can further go up? It cannot, because that's the thing that's giving you an experience. When I say thing, I'm actually objectifying it, which is wrong. So let's not me saying thing again and again. So let's talk about that witness that is telling that you are experiencing all these things, that existence that you have, right? Can you make that existence as a subject, as an object? Sorry, can you make that existence as a object? Because it's a subject. Think about this way. One thing in the world, entire world, that you have very confidently say is your existence. Other than that, you cannot confidently say anything, right? So I can see you, okay, you will ask me, okay, auntie, if you are existent, we are existing too, and you see us, right? You can see us that we are sitting in this class, so we exist too, and you can say, yeah, all of them exist, right? But if I close my eyes and I'm not seeing you guys, can I confidently say that you are existent? You are existing, and you are existing right here? I cannot, right? Because I'm not seeing you. But one thing I cannot deny is my own existence, right? So you guys are all object for me, right? As I'm object to you guys, right? Every person, we think that, oh, okay, that everybody is human being, these are human beings, these are trees, these are these, right? But for me as a person, everything is object to me. I'm the subject, right? You guys got that point, right? So I'm the subject, everything else is object to me, right? Even our friends are object to us. It sounds rude or it sounds bad, but that's how it is, right? We are the subject, and everything else for us, surrounding us, is an object to us. Am I right? Right? You guys get that point? Right? So your own existence is the only confirmation you can say, right? So that consciousness that is you, that's giving all these experience to you, is the only thing that is existing. So that's the only thing that's the subject. All the others you can make it as an object, right? My thoughts are object, right? My thoughts are object. My smelling is object, right? I'm smelling is object. I'm seeing everybody is object, right? My eyes are object, right? Everything else is object except that Sakshi who is witnessing all these experiences, right? So now think about that. So when we reach to this point, the biggest thing we have to see is one more thing that I think the third step I didn't do, that they both are separate, right? Sakshi and mind are separate. First thing, by the rule of that see and seeing we are going, right? Known and knower, they have to be separate. The second thing is they have to be one. Sakshi is one and thoughts are many, right? And then mind, the thoughts are changeable, and Sakshi is non-changeable, right? So this consciousness that we are talking about, which is giving all this experience of existence, is one, right? And all that experience that we are having are many, right? So then what happens? This consciousness who is giving us the experience of existence is one consciousness, and then everything else is many thoughts, all the other things are many, right? So this consciousness, that's the self we are talking about. Existence, consciousness, bliss, that's what we are talking about. So when God is saying that establish in self, that self is this Sakshi, that's where we have to establish. So we cannot establish in our sense organs of I. We can, because that becomes object, right? We cannot establish it in mind, in our thoughts, because that is also an object. So we have to go down to Sakshi level to establish to do this meditation, right? I know it was a very, very hard topic to explain, but I hope that you are at least getting some kind of I would say that, little bit information on it. It's very high level, right? You think about it that I'm learning now. You guys are very, very, young to learn these concepts, but I'm glad that you guys are actually, learning this object, these concepts. That's going to help you guys a lot. And I'm, a little jealous that you are learning that so early on, all these concepts, and I'm learning now at this age. So I'm really happy for you guys on this one, that you guys are understanding whole process with early on your age. That's going to help you live life very with a lot of knowledge and understanding of how to live your life. So this is exciting. But now, getting back to the concept of it, right? So these are the concept that our rishis, Adi Shankaracharya, and they actually wanted to bring it to us to explain the consciousness, which level we have to go to understand where the consciousness is, and where we need to settle our mind to, establish our mind to, right? So we think that, oh, this body, this eyes are mine, these all these sense object are mine, and he's saying, no, that's an object, that's just a scene to you. Your real self is not this eye, not this ear that you're listening. That's not yours, right? That's an object for you, right? Then you go a little deeper. You say, no, these thoughts are mine. All these thinking that I'm doing is mine, right? I am thinking that I need to do this. I'm thinking that I need to get a good grade and all these things. Those thoughts are also an object for you. They are not yours. They are an object to you. Right? What is you? What are you? I am this Sakshi that is witnessing all these things happening. Right? So I am this, and now at that level, start thinking about other things. So when you will think about you as a subject, as consciousness, as Sakshi, then all your thoughts become not my thoughts. I am the witness of these thoughts. Right? I am the witness of these objects that I'm seeing. I'm not this person who is seeing these objects. Right? So then I become witness for everything. That's your real self is, right? That's the consciousness. That's the real self. You are not this body and mind which we think all our time that, oh, this mind, these thoughts are mine, this body is mine. No, you are just a witness consciousness. Your real self is that consciousness. You are just witnessing the thoughts going through your mind, through this mind, which is the object to you, right? So think about it. So when we do meditation, we cannot say the meditation that I am doing this meditation. If we want to do the Vedic meditation and get to concentrate, first we have to be intellectually knowing that we are not this body mind, we are this consciousness. Until intellectually we don't know, we will not be able to do the meditation. So we have to go to that deeper sense, right? When we are doing the meditation in the beginning of this class, we are talking about that, oh, our mind is like a garden and all those things we are saying. That is also, we are actually doing meditation at this level. At the level second, we are not doing the meditation at Sakshi level. You guys got my point? So we have to go one more deeper to get to this Sakshi level, where we are saying that I'm not this mind, this memory, this ego and all these things. I am the consciousness. Right? That level, Krishna Bhagavan is saying us to go to do the right meditation. You guys got that point? Understand how the intellectually we have to think it. Right? This is whole intellectual concept. It says that this is equal to this, then this is equal to this, then this is equal to this, then this becomes that. Right? So we have to think about that part. Now, Okay, so you guys understand the difference between all these. So this whole concept is, if you want to remember, it is Drig Drishya Viveka. You understanding what is the difference between seen and the seer. That's what it means. Drig Drishya Viveka means knowing the difference between what is the seen and who is the seer. Means who is the, what is known and what is the knower, what is the experience and what is the experiencer. So then the Sakshi ultimately become the experiencer and everything is the experience. Got it? Everybody understand it? So is this, did you listen to me? Did you hear me? First question. Second is, did you get it? And the third is it real? If you guys can understand these three things out of this Drigdrishya Viveka, then you guys are good to go through the meditation and you will be able to establish yourself in self, in consciousness. Got it? Right? Now here is the thing. What does Vedanta do with these things? I think I did tell you this story before too, and it's a short story, but let me tell you here because that's how we will remember. I think you might have heard this story 3-4 years ago from me, but now think about that the 10 men story, right? So what happened? There were 10 men. They were going from one village to another village, and there was a river in the middle, so they had to swim and go to the next the other side, right? So after the swimming, they reached the other side and say, okay, let's count if everybody is here. So they started counting and they said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they said, oh, okay, oh my God, there are only 9 people there. There one person drowned. So that the other person said, oh, hold on, let me count. And he started counting and he said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he said, yes, oh my God, there is one person missing here. And they started crying. So what happened is, there was another guy passing by them who already probably figured it out that there are 10 people there. And he asked, hey guys, why are you crying? So the guy said that, oh, we were 10 people crossing the river. I think one person drowned and we only have 9 people here. And he said, how did you know? We counted. Many people counted and there are only 9. And he said that, count again. So he said, no, we already counted. And he said, no, count again. So he said, okay, let's count. So one person start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, there are only 9 people, right? So then the guy says, and then there is the 10, right? And he said, yeah, how did that happen, right? So then the other person said, let me count. And he started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then he turned around and he said 10. Oh, 10, yeah, there are 10 people, right? So I have 2 questions for you. First, very easy one, that where was that 10th person missing? Where was the 10th person missing? Where was that 10th person? Anybody? Why did they miss counting 10th person? Why did they miss counting 10th person? It's an easy answer, guys. Anybody can give it. Come on. Just unmute yourself and give the answer. Where was the 10th person? Why were they not counting the 10th person? They were not counting themselves, right? They were not counting themselves, right? Now, why they were not counting themselves? The question is that. The bigger question is, why were they not counting themselves? Right? Tell me. Anybody? Risha, are you
What was it?
Oh, they were asking something and they disconnected. Okay. So why were they... Anybody tell me? Why were they not counting themselves?
Because they weren't thinking about themselves, I guess.
They were not thinking about themselves, yeah?
Yeah.
As in, What they were used to count? An object, right? And they were not thinking about themselves and an object, right? So what they were doing is they were counting all the objects that were outside. They are not counting themselves because that's inside, right? So what we do is everybody is used to count the objects that are outside. We don't see inside us, right? So that's what happening here is that all the knowledge that have been for the objects, there is no knowledge for Sakshi. Does anybody know what is Sakshi? What is consciousness? Anybody can figure out consciousness? No, there is still going hard problem of consciousness. Is still people are researching it. Nobody knows about the subject because you cannot study the subject. You can study the object. You will have all the knowledge about the objects, but can you study the subject? No, right? So they are not counting themselves because they are the subject. Everything else is the object, so they can count it. Everything is outside, so they can do it. So for us also, everything is outside. We count everything outside, but we never see what is inside the subject. So we don't get to count ourselves, right? Because the subject, we are the subject. Everything else becomes the object to us, right? So then the knowledge of self is missing. So we are missing this whole part of Sakshi. That's important for us. But can we miss our experiences? No. Who is giving these experiences? That's the question we should ask. Who is giving all these experiences, right? Mind is there. Mind gives us the thoughts, but we are experiencing the thoughts, right? We are experiencing that thought. So something or some subject is there that is making these experiences, we are these experiences, right? So that's what we need to think about, right? So this guy who was not showing, so what does Vedanta do? Vedanta is this wise guy who turns around our hand and say, you didn't count yourself, right? So that Vedanta shows that there is a Sakshi, there is a consciousness that we don't count on. And we keep thinking that we are this body, mind, and intellect, and we lived our life like that, looking at the objects. And we don't live our life looking at the subject, which is the consciousness, which Vedanta give all these concepts to turn our hand around and say, look inside you. Everything is inside you. The consciousness is inside you that you don't experience, you don't think about it. That's the subject. We are not thinking about it. We know everything about the eyes, anatomy of our body we know about, anatomy of our brain we know about, anatomy of all the world object we know about. But do we know about the consciousness that's giving us this experience? We don't, right? So think about that. That's the subject. Hopefully in future, probably this subject can become object too. You never know, but it is not there yet. And Vedanta says that that's the ultimate. That's the only subject. There will be no, it cannot become an object, because subject and object are two separate things. You cannot have overlap them. Like seen and seer are always two different things, right? That's why the subject and objects are also two different things, right? So Sakshi is going to be the subject for the entire universe. So that's the consciousness, right? You got it? So now all these concepts, if we narrow down what is relation with meditation, is that when we can establish that we are that Sakshi, when we come to that level, that's what we need to achieve in meditation, that we can come to that level that we are not this mind, these thoughts that are coming in mind, we are not that. We are this Sakshi, we are this consciousness who never dies, who cannot be burned, who cannot be killed, who stays forever, who has no beginning, no end. That's what we are, right? So when we come to that point, that's where the meditation starts. Got it? I think it was a long class to talk about the Sakshi and this thing, but that's very important for us to know, because in this slok, God says that you have to establish with your intellect, understanding where we need to go, and then establish in self, right? And that's where you have to do the meditation. Got it? What is the time?
45.
Oh wow. I went 15 minutes over. You didn't tell me about that. Okay. Okay, let's close it. Then we will take the next shlok next week. Okay, let's do it. Vasudevasutam devam Kaushachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. For next